Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Double D's live podcast with myself and Muir. I think we're episode 14. I'm kind of losing track.
No, I think we are. Yeah, wow.
Shouldn't be too hard to figure it out, but yeah.
No, I think we are. I think we are. So
How are you?
I am good. I am good. Please excuse my bedroom backdrop this evening. My house, as per usual, is manic. So this is where we are, and this is what we're going with tonight. But, I am no longer a weird shade of grey because I managed to get myself a shiny new laptop, which I'm
You're
very
not.
excited
You're super crisp and super clear.
Well, the irony of me talking about tech and putting out all this stuff about tech, and there's me with my 10-year-old laptop. It's shocking.
Definitely. Yeah, you kind of have to take a look at yourself, don't you?
Yeah. I had to question myself on that one. I'm not going to lie. So yes, all good. How are you?
I am good, not a bother. I was sick all week, so probably Tuesday when we did the live last week was probably like day one of like me being like proper sick, and then myself and John were both sick the rest of the week, just with that kind of like cold and flu. And thankfully, I don't know how we managed it. The girls never got it. Touch wood.
Wow, that's good going.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're made of tough stuff, obviously, but they never got it. So we were delighted about that. And then what have we kind of done? I meant to say, I did have plans to get back in the saddle when the weather kind of thawed. Now, Emma, thankfully, lunch Hattie today, so I might tip down tomorrow or Thursday and give her a little spin. But did I tell you that I rode her a little bit over Christmas?
Yeah.
I
Well, I
went on
saw
like
it on Instagram, I think.
Yeah, I think I went on like a streak of like 4 or 5 days in a row of riding her, and it just, I can't quite describe what it does to me physically. Like, I get off and feel so good physically, even if I haven't done
Yeah.
much. I don't know what it is, and I was the same with the other girls. When I was pregnant with them, I actually didn't ride when I was pregnant with Brie because Hattie was off games. But when I was pregnant with Paige, I was like, oh my god, like I actually feel like it's like yoga. You know what I mean? It feels like I've done a yoga session. It just feels absolutely amazing. So, and I'm only like walking or trotting. It's not like I'm
Doesn't
doing
make
anything
any
super
difference.
strenuous. But yeah, it just really, really makes me feel good physically as well as mentally, obviously. So I'm hoping to do that over the next few days. What else have we
And
get up
what's
to?
the weather like up there? Have
Yeah,
you
it's pretty
completely
good.
thawed
It's
out
pretty
altogether?
mild. Yeah. A bit wet now, but it's pretty mild. So we won't complain. We never got that big frost. We did get the frost, but we never got the
Yeah.
snow that you guys got. So
Oh,
our thaw probably took a couple of days, but it was it wasn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. We did actually this weekend we did go out to a restaurant with the girls. So John's brother was 50. We were out celebrating his 50th. And like there's John's family, there's 36 in the immediate family. So it's like 22 kids and like 14 adults, whatever. So it's quite the scene.
wow.
Yeah, quite the scene when you go out. But I was half dreading it. Like, you're in a restaurant and you're there for other people and you're kind of thinking, oh, well, it's, please don't kick up, girls. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, or,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
make a scene. But they were actually
Yeah.
really, really good. We were there until about 4:45. Like, so we were there for a good few hours and they were really,
Oh, that's
really
lovely.
well behaved. Yeah. And of
Oh,
course there was cousins there helping keeping an eye on them and stuff like that. So that was good. But it
wasn't
was
that lovely though? Like, because it can be so stressful, like without them
well,
even meaning
the
to.
thing about it is, the more we've done it, the easier that it's gotten. And I know that makes
Yeah.
sense. Do you know what I mean? But definitely, it has. It has. It used to put me off, like going out. I'd be like, "Oh, it's not worth it." You'd be
Yeah.
running around after them, whatever. Or what if they disturb? Like, we went for food one night, or one evening, and it was into this kind of pub, and it was full of families. So I walked in, going, "We're grand." Do you know what I mean? Like-minded people,
Yeah.
whatever. And they put us into a kind of an alcove where there was 3 other tables, so 4 tables in total. And so there was me, myself, John, the girls. There was another family of 4 or 5, maybe. Another kind of an older couple came in, and then these 2 young fellas came in, and were put sitting at the table beside us. And I was like, oh man, Remember, didn't they get up and leave after a few minutes? They got up and left, and I felt so bad. And like the girls weren't bad, do you know what I mean? But I was like, they were stuck
And
in the
is
middle
there
of
a
families, and I was
yeah,
like,
but that's a them problem. Like if they can't go, you'd say something if all the kids were screaming or running around or being really
yeah, and they
loud
weren't.
or oh,
Do you know what I mean?
like
But like they were still, it was still pretty close quarters. You know what I mean? But I was like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
felt really bad for them. I was like, no, actually, this place, it is a family place. It's not a real like fancy restaurant, whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, my
yeah.
advice to anyone who dreads going out for something to eat with toddlers or young kids, keep doing it. It actually gets better. It gets easier the more you do
It
it, and
does.
they get better. So,
It one hundred
um,
percent does.
now don't get me wrong.
Because I
I
used to
had
be the exact same.
Yeah, and like I had like my bag of party tricks that I pulled out, like I
Oh
was like
yeah,
one of those
yeah.
clowns pulling out one thing after another. I was like jigsaws. I was like coloring books. You want to see everything
Oh
that
God,
came
you were
out.
very good. Mine were like jelly beans and my phone when the shit really hit the fan. Like, here, please.
Yeah, we've used the
Please
phone
just
probably more so with. I don't think we haven't used it with Brie and Paige like as a duo. We've used it probably with Paige when she was younger. I can't really remember why. As in, I can't remember where we were that we felt under that much kind of pressure to do it, but
yeah.
we haven't had the need to do it with the two girls. They kind of half entertain each other. Do you know what I mean? So,
Oh,
um,
that's lovely.
but yeah, all good. So as weeks go on, I'm just glad that we're feeling a bit better this week. And um, John actually got a nice bit of work done over the weekend
Oh, good.
on the barn out
Oh,
the back.
happy
So he
day.
got the steel up, and he's
Oh,
kind of getting it ready for
that's
roofing
very
and
exciting.
stuff like that. Yeah, so he's made great headway now. He had a bit of help and stuff like that. So it's great to I can actually see it from the house now.
Oh,
So
that's lovely. Oh, the
yeah,
excitement.
I should actually. I thought of it today. I was like, I should document it a bit more. I should kind of go out
You
and just
should.
have a bit of a
100%.
look. Yeah,
Yeah.
and see.
Because even now, like, obviously, we moved in here 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. And like every now and again, a memory will come up on the phone or some of the pictures will come up, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, yeah. Remember when it looked like that? Remember when we
Yeah,
couldn't remember where we were putting
yeah,
things and we thought
yeah,
we were going to do this. But to have the photos of it is actually lovely. And I'd be
yeah.
slagging at the time, like, what do you want a picture of half a wall for? But it's really, really lovely to have it
Well,
now and be able to look
we
back
actually
at it.
did the same with the house. We took a nice few pictures of the house when we were doing it, but for some reason I haven't done it with the shed. And of course, like I'm gonna look back. I want to see the barn
Yeah.
and the stables and as they were. So yeah, I
All
should
the
definitely.
bits. But even there is, I must root it out. Eileen has a photo of here from when, say, like Pork and his brother and sister were small, but it was taken from an airplane at the time. Do you remember when they used to fly
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
airplanes around and take
yeah.
photos of the
They
houses?
were such a
And like
novelty.
it's mad, like oh, so, like even like half of the stuff in the garden isn't here. The back part of the shed wasn't built. Like you can see where the chicken run, which is like in my head has been here forever, wasn't even there, and it's so lovely to see it. Like I keep saying, we should get a drone photo now compared to then. Like to have the
Yeah.
two of them side by side, I think that'd be deadly. Now only me would
We had one of those. We had one of those done when I don't think we were that long in Drumconrath, and one of them was done, and in the paddocks you can see Abby, my old
Oh,
horse. You can see her in the paddock, and then there's another horse who was on livery with us for a while. He's in the other
oh,
paddock.
I love that.
That's really cute. I must
Oh,
actually post that. But yeah,
oh,
it's
I do.
nice. And how was your week?
My week was grand. Same crack. We were supposed to have a really busy weekend. And it was busy enough, but the uh pitches here, the rugby pitches here in Carlow were still covered in snow all day Saturday. So unfortunately, Fion's matches were cancelled and then the senior matches were cancelled. But we made up for it on Sunday because I watched 4 rugby matches back to back on Sunday. Even for me, that's a lot of rugby.
And
In
come
fairness.
here.
But
Did you watch them like at the side of the pitch, or did you watch them on TV?
So I watched 3 of them from the side of the pitch, and then we went in and watched the Leinster match. So we
All
watched
right,
the
okay.
Leinster match in the clubhouse. But do you know what? It's lovely. Like, I slag, but it was actually really nice to be able to do it because it was some of the first matches that I gotten to go to since the Christmas break. We have a new women's rugby team in the club. And they were playing their first match back in about 8 or 9 weeks. So all the women were up. And it was just actually a really nice day, to be honest, very chilled out. We went for dinner. Then afterwards, Porrick and I'd love something tasty. Yeah, and I'm supposed to be on a diet. Like, this is not helping with my diet, like, at
And when
all.
Porrick says tasty, what's he talking about?
So we went to Pimento in Carlow, which is like it's a tapas restaurant.
Oh.
And yeah, no, it's lovely in fairness. We're actually, for a smaller town, we're really lucky. We have some really lovely restaurants. And Paddy the Dunce Pimento is lovely. He's a gentleman. But like, what did we get? So we got, you would have loved it actually, Sarah. I did not share this. This was not a sharing piece of tapas. I got breaded brie, but it comes
Oh
like with
my
all the
God.
cranberry in there. Oh, so tasty.
Oh my God.
And chicken wings, beef sliders, fish and chips, and potatoes bravas and sweet potato fries, because sure, where would you be going if you didn't get them? And then I'm
You
missing
can't
something. There
not
was
get
something
sweet
else, but
potato
sure.
fries.
Oh, they were so good. And no matter how I try and make them at home, they never taste the same.
Never.
Ever.
Never tastes the
Cannot.
same. Myself and John, like John actually was in a restaurant, got sweet potato fries, and actually asked the chef how he did it, and he still couldn't do it.
No,
So
they never, ever. And like, it really annoys me because I don't want to buy them, because a sweet potato is like fucking 60 cent, but sweet potato fries are really
yeah,
expensive to buy, and it really annoys me. So I just always end up making like wedges and stuff here because they just never
I
taste
know,
the same.
I know.
But
And the girl liked them too, so it definitely
happy days. I think I'm
they're sick.
turning Fiona around. Oh, now we did do one. Well, I think it's exciting. Nobody else will find this exciting.
Let us be judge
In all honesty. So, you know, Fion's mullet,
Yes.
his everlasting mullet. There is a really lovely young fella in the club, and he's starting to cut a little bit of hair. So I brought Fionn over yesterday, and he got his hair cut, which I know doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's a very big deal in our house. So his fringe was down here, like literally down here, looking out through the fringe at me. His fringe is now here, like it's right up. He got the 2 sides shaved. I'll post a picture of it later on. Shaved the whole way up along here, and he has this flowing mullet behind. Well, he came home like a different child. He was so excited and so confident. Oh, like a different. He kept the whole way home. He kept pulling down the visor and opening the mirror and being like,
"Oh, stop!"
I really like this. It was deadly. It was just, it cheered up my whole day yesterday. It was just deadly.
Do you know what? Right, here's a funny story. I used to do that all the time. I used to do that. Yeah, like it's so embarrassing. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but anyway. I used to do that while I was singing a song. I used to watch myself basically lip sync songs. Songs. Like full on, proper given performances in the passenger seat. And it was only when I obviously like grew up and like thought about mom sitting beside me. What must she have thought? How did she not like literally piss herself laughing? And I've never actually said it before. I must say to her, like, Mom, like we spent out, and not even that, like, but a part of me thought I was being inconspicuous, but like she 100% knew what I was doing. I was
yeah.
blaming away for myself in the mirror, like thinking I was the bee's knees, and just oh God, I cringe even thinking of it now. But it's just it's just
I roared laughing at him, and so we had to video call mommy, like my mommy, so then she could see it, and then it was just like it's funny. Like, I don't know. I think so. My first really bad bout of alopecia was when I was in second year in school.
right.
Yeah, second year, and like it was the whole back of my head. They
Wow.
lost all of the hair in the back of my head, and now thankfully, and again, touch wood, I haven't had, like, I get patches and bits and pieces, but I've never had it as bad as I did then. And I don't know if it makes me think a little bit differently. Like, I know how detrimental it can be
Mm.
to your confidence, to how you feel, to everything. So like I keep saying, Park keeps going, do you think like the mullet will stay? Like, do you think you'll? I don't care. I actually do not care. If he is confident and he is happy and that's what he wants to do with the hair in his head, I don't care.
I
And-
actually, do you know what when I see young fellas that have like a style in their hair,
yeah,
I love to see it because like girls have so many options. And I'm being stereotypical when I say that, as in assuming that girls have long hair or whatever. But even if they don't, even if they go short, like, do you know what I mean? It's seen as a bit of a statement, and they
yeah,
can kind of express themselves a little bit through their hair and how they wear it and their cut that they have or whatever. And boys stereotypically are limited with what
yeah,
they can do. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
love to see
I agree.
expression coming out with their hair. But that's
Well,
brilliant.
I was talking to the loveliest young fella in the rink today. He was in on a school skate, and I'm going to say he was 15, maybe 14, 15. And he had the most beautiful makeup, like
Wow.
stunningly beautiful, and the gorgeous eyelashes, not the Russian big
Yeah,
eyelashes, but
yeah,
just really subtle. And I said to him, I was like, did you do your own makeup? Because it is beautiful. He said, yeah, I did. I was like, you're gonna
oh,
have to teach me. Like this
yeah.
is
Gives a
it
hint.
was. Oh, it was gorgeous. Do you know what? He sat down, he went through makeup brushes, what to use, what
Stuff.
not to use. Sure, I was delighted with that.
Wow. My
Oh, unbelievable. Like stunningly beautiful and such a lovely. Like I must have sat chatting to him for about 10 minutes and
God.
full of banter. It was lovely. It was the confidence of it was really lovely to see, I have to say.
That's good. I love that. Um, there's one question that I want. So basically, I can't even remember if I said this last week, right? And this is kind of getting onto one of our topics. But what last week I did the first aid refresher course. Did I tell you that? I can't remember if I did or not.
Yes. Yeah. You were doing it at the start of last week, were you?
Yeah, the start of last week. So that was Monday and
Yeah.
Tuesday, and it was a refresher course because I'd obviously we do it every 2 years. Um, and every time I go in and do it, I love it, right? And it sounds
Okay.
stupid, like as in not that I love actually going in and doing it, but I'm like, I want to learn more, basically, is
Yeah.
what it is. And so then your one started off talking about, they're low on paramedics, they're looking for, kind of
Okay.
ambulance staff, there's these college courses going, there's these training courses you can do to kind of go up the ranks. There's like 3 levels of responder that are
Yeah.
volunteers, and then there's like 3 tiers
Yeah.
of like basically like paid paramedic or whatever. Like you've got like emergency response, and then you've got a paramedic, and then you got advanced paramedic or whatever
You
the
have
case may be.
advanced. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? I was like, I wonder how much it would take, time and money, let's say, to
Yeah.
retrain. And I was like, would I ever do it? And I was like, and then I was like, why would I do it? And I actually think, and part of it is not necessarily like to kind of have a career in it. But funny, I always said, even when John asked me like years ago what I wanted to be, I was like, I think I'd like to be a paramedic. Do you know what I
Really?
mean? If I wasn't doing horses, I think I'd like to be a
Be
paramedic.
an
And I know like
amazing
it's a
job.
really, really hard job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not for the faint heart. But then the other part of me is I think I'd just like to know how to help people myself.
How
So
to,
that
yeah.
if
Yeah.
I ever needed it, that I could do something. You know what I
It's
mean?
so important. Yeah.
Yeah. So if there was another career that you could choose or retrain in, what would it be? Why would you do it? Or would you want
Um,
to do it? And then what would be the barriers?
well, when I left school, so when I did my leaving cert, I went and I did journalism. And if I put my hand on my heart, I actually probably only chose it really because I wanted to work in a stud farm. And my dad said, no, you're going to college. You're going to do something and then you
Yeah.
can go and work with horses. So I went and I did that. And then when I was 21, I went back to college and I got my degree in veterinary nursing. And I did love veterinary nursing, I have to say. I enjoyed it. I left because Fionn was small and I was missing everything. I was working crazy, crazy
Yeah.
hours and I was working in Kilkenny. But I was actually only thinking about this the other day. I think if I could go back and do something, I would love to be a counsellor. I would love to
Amazing.
go back and yeah. Now, the barriers would probably be money, effectively,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
put my hand in my heart. Um, like it would be very hard to go back to a student life now as well. I don't know how I would how I would cope with that. My student life days were slightly wilder than the life I live now, but I would I would love I would love to understand helping people more. I
Mm.
love being able to sit and listen to somebody's story. And whether they want my help or they don't want my help, or they just want me to listen, or they just want to tell their story, or whatever the case may be. So I'd love to have a bit more of an insight on how I could help people with that. So I think I would go back to do some form of counselling,
But
to be honest.
I wonder how many people, I would speculate a lot, go back later in life to retrain
Oh,
as counselors, wouldn't they?
definitely,
Like
definitely. Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
the want to
100.
help somebody like that comes when you're in your early 20s. I think it probably
No, I don't know
develops
if we have the maturity levels
over
really.
life experiences and realizing that, there
Yeah.
might be more that you can do or
Oh, well, I
anything.
definitely did not. I would not like to be coming to me as a counsellor when I was in my 20s. No way. Like, not up. But you know what? I love, so obviously I talk about my dad an awful lot and how much of a relationship myself and my dad have, but I love his outlook on things. So dad will always, and since we've all been young and my brothers and sisters and the whole lot of us, dad will always say that he doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up. And I love that thought process. I
Yeah.
love that he's still seeking out things. He's still trying to find new things. He's still, even in his own business, what can I grow? What can I do? What can I learn?
Yeah.
Who can I bring in? What specialist can I talk to? And he's forever thinking, like, half of the ideas that I have for Equitas come from dad. Not gonna lie, like he'll ring me and go, I was just thinking about this. Like, Dad, that's a
You keep
cracker.
thinking,
Like,
Dad, you keep thinking.
like exactly. Like I love that it's not set. And I think that we were all brought up like that. Do you know, like you can always move, you can always grow, you can always, and it kind of comes back to me talking about Fionny last week and the farming. Like I love that you can always do something else and you can do more. And I don't know, actually, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I think that's why Equitas is so different because we can grow in Equitas and we can change it and we can develop it, but we can grow in what we do in Equitas as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, do you know, like I definitely, we're only myself and Shane in one of our many, many, many random conversations that we have throughout the day, let alone on a weekly basis. Like the Muir now is so different to when I started with Equitas. Like polar opposites apart. Like, but even my role in it is totally different. Like, and I love
Yeah.
that. And I love that it keeps changing.
I think each of us individually have evolved with
Yeah.
Equitas, and I'm going to say improved, but I'm not saying that we needed to. I'm just saying that we kind of did a lot of work on ourselves too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like the thing about it is with Equitas, the same thing. It's evolving all the time, and one of the
Yeah.
USPs that we say about it is that we we're not your traditional media company.
Yeah.
We're going to do things differently. We're going to
Yep.
do things the Equitas way.
Yep.
And it's going to be funny for some people. And it's hard to kind of sometimes break away from that status quo of the feeling like, well, this is how we should do it because this is how it's been done for eons before us, or this is what's worked before us. And it doesn't mean that. I think we have to be brave enough to try different things with the risk of
100%.
failure, because we don't know if it's going to work. It hasn't been done before. You know what I mean? So it's definitely made, like, I am probably, eventing aside, I'm probably very risk averse. You know, like, I like to know what's happening. I like to have an idea of what, you know, the outcome might be. Like, even when I'm training and I'm eventing, I am prepared. You know, I'm going to try and take away all of the unknowns that I possibly could. And so it's pushed us all out of our comfort zone and evolved. And it's definitely, I think it's still continuing and will, like, for probably forevermore. Because the great thing about it is that even as a team of 4, the kind of the visions that we have, even though they change and they move and they're kind of somewhat fluid, they're actually all in parallel with, like, we work well together. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the force of the 4 of us behind each thing that we look at and plan that we have. Do you know what I mean? Which means we can do it.
But I love that, though, because we're all so different, but we all work exceptionally well together. And even the amount that our communication has improved between us, and the way that we talk to each other and communicate with each other, and now slag each other more.
The fact that we're getting, like, brutally honest with each other.
But it's so
and now it's like we start to know each other a bit more. We know what buttons to press, and we know how to trigger reactions, and we know
and we do it really well, to be fair. We're great crack too.
Oh God. No, so it's exciting when I think of even where we are with Equitas now at the minute. Like, it's never going to be stagnant. It's never going to be, you know, standing still. It's going to move and evolve and grow the whole time. And I'm looking forward to. I actually wrote an article there. I must check if it got published. I scheduled this, so I never actually checked.
YouTube one.
Yes. I scheduled the YouTube one, and it was just I was looking at. I wanted to promote our YouTube channel, whatever, and then I was like, you know, we want to do the Changemaker conference again, bigger and better. We want to do, you know, the International Women's Day online event again. And I was like, it gives an idea as to what we want to do, but it also, it's kind of a documentation of it too. Like, that's where the first of those events, and then we're going to do bigger and better this year. So it's exciting.
Imagine looking back at those in like 10 years time.
Oh, we'll probably cringe like hell, Mar. We'll probably cringe like hell. We'll be so proud in some ways, but we'll probably go, oh my God. I never want, like, even after the videos went up, I was like, oh God, please don't. And I wasn't even on stage for much of it. Like, you guys did the hosting and stuff. I was like, yeah, no, that's still hard.
We get there.
We will. So the year of 2025 is the year that Muir turns 40. Talk to us about
that. Do you know what? It has had a much bigger effect on me than I actually thought it would, to be honest.
Okay, elaborate.
I had very set ideas when I settled and my life calmed down, and I kind of had a better idea of who I was and a better understanding of who I was. I had really set perceptions of where I would be at 40. And I am not there. Let's just clarify. I am nowhere near where I thought I was going to be. But I think it's given me extra clarity of how very, very lucky I am that I'm not there. Because where I thought I wanted to be was not where I actually wanted to be. It's where my family probably thought I should be, where society thought I should be, what I perceived to be where I should be. But I know in my heart and soul that if I had all these things that I had built up, and I had my millions made, and I had, like, in my head, I was going to have my own yard, and I was going to have an arena, and I do a few lessons, and I have a bit of livery, and I would be claustrophobic, and it would be too much for me, because I would put my heart and soul in it, and I'd never leave the art. I would
Yeah.
live here and I would never leave, and I don't cope well with that. So it has made me rethink an awful lot of, I'm going to say, life choices, which sounds colossal, but I don't really mean it in that big a way. Like, even the other day, I got really sick of our bedroom. Like, there was too much stuff and I couldn't cope with the stuff. So I spent about 4 hours and I did a massive clean out, and I threw out 3 black bags of stuff, like random shite, just rubbish. But it was stuff that I was keeping and shouldn't have been keeping. Like, these memories are here. I don't need a scrap of paper to tell me that I competed in this show or that show, or I travelled here. They're all in here. Now, obviously, I didn't throw out any of the photos or my overly sentimental things,
Yes.
but silly things that I was keeping for the sake of keeping. And it has opened my eyes to, I read a fascinating article the other day, and it said that the majority of female CEOs become CEOs of companies after they're 40. And, yep. And I was like, haha, here we go. Watch out, world, on the way. But it's a very, I don't know, like, I don't want to say midlife crisis, but it has definitely made me think about things. Now, I did, if I am very open and honest and transparent, somebody made the remark the other day that that's it now, you won't have any more kids. That's sure, you're done now. And that was the choice that I had made. Like, Fiona is 12. I had, myself and Porrick had decided that was it. He was our pride and joy, and that was the way our life was going to go. But it cut deep.
What an assumption.
It wasn't meant with malice, and it wasn't meant with badness, but it was very much a, oh sure, that's it now. That's good luck. Sure, you're the other side now. There is no more. And that was hard. I am not going to lie. That was very, I had to take a little step back and have a little chat and a little moment to myself and go, yeah, fuck them. If I did decide, that's my choice, not yours.
Yeah.
And this is not a conversation I am willing to have with you.
But like, isn't that like, was this person close to you, or was this like merely an acquaintance?
No, it's somebody that I would know relatively well, but not that I would consider a friend. Like, we would be in each other's company, but through other people.
Yeah. So you're not going to speak to them about your family planning.
No way. Not like I would.
Let's take my age out of it. Like,
it was, yeah. And I kind of, I started laughing. I actually like, I went, internal thoughts, maybe join. All right, yeah.
Well, that's supposed to be for your head.
Yeah, maybe keep them inside. But like, again, they don't know my history. They don't know, all of those type of things. But it has also nearly kind of rejuvenated me. I had a really, really good chat with Sonia the other day. And obviously Sonia did amazing things in the run up to her 40th. And like, I am not going to be doing ice baths anytime soon. I have no intentions whatsoever. Not me, I would freeze. Not my thing. But what I do really want to do is I want to open myself back up. I became really enclosed. And when I was younger, I would try anything. I'd go anywhere. Like, if somebody said, right, we're going to do this, and more, like, yeah, count me in, going to do it, let's go. And I lost a lot of that along the way. And some of it is self-confidence, some of it is just life, is just busyness, is other things take over, and that's how it is. But this year, I really want to start saying yeah to things again. Like, just like, fuck it, sure, why not? Let's give it a go. Sure,
seen that movie, Yes Man?
Yeah. Oh no, we're going that far. No. No. But little things, like, I became really sensitive. Oh yeah. I can see Shane at home going, well, now.
Now's a good time to push Muir out of her comfort zone.
But like little things, like I even like I would get really overwhelmed if we had kind of 2 or 3 weekends in a row where it was really, really busy. And I knew it was going to be really busy. And I get myself in a knot before that going,
Mm,
right, well, I have to do this, but I have to make sure that that's done because I have to get to this and then I have to get to that. And this year is all busy, basically. Like there is just like our February is it's lovely busy and there's lovely stuff on busy, but it's really busy. And I want to get to a point where I am okay with busy. Like I'm
yes.
okay with out of my control busy. Like we have rugby matches, we have parties, and like I'm in such a privileged position to be able to go to these things and enjoy these things. But I want to remind myself that I can enjoy them.
And
Do you
be
know, it doesn't
present
have to
during
be.
them without kind of feeling like you're kind of frantically, swimming under the surface. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Trying to stay
yeah.
afloat,
I
like.
want to get through this to get to the next thing so I can get to the next and I want to actually enjoy it. I want to be able, I would love, maybe it is some kind of weird midlife crisis. I want to
Here's
get
the
back
thing. Here's the
to,
thing, right? Here's an analogy, and you're gonna get this. Stop chasing the fence.
okay.
Let the fence come to you,
Oh, let the friends go up to, I love it.
and just ride your
That is a
rhythm.
cracking analogy.
Ride your rhythm. Let
I
the fence
love
come
that.
to you. Stop chasing the fence.
I actually love that. That is a cracking analogy. I have to say.
But that's what
That
it
is
that's
good,
what it
Sarah. I
feels
like it.
like. When you turn the corner and you kind of put the
Yeah.
boot down and your brain wants to run at 90 miles an hour. You just got to go, let it go, keep riding that rhythm,
Yeah.
keep your canter,
Yeah.
and just let the fence come to you. And it always comes smoother than if you chased it.
I love that. But that's it. Like it's very
Mm.
like I don't even really know how to describe it. Like this year, I have a really good feeling about this year.
Good.
I can feel it in my bones. Something amazing is going to happen this year. Don't know what it is. Don't really care what it is, but
Yeah.
something unreal is going to happen this year, and I actually can't wait. Like I can't wait to find out what it is, and I can't wait to crack on with it, whatever it ends up being like. But just something really cool is going to happen. I just
Love it.
feel it in my
Love it.
bones.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. More of that, please. Note to self, Mar is now a yes woman. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So let's move on to our fun section of the podcast. Mar, you have a word association game. You're going to have to explain what this is. Like,
Okay. So, did you ever watch the episode of Friends?
yes,
Where yes.
all of
So
them. Yes.
yes.
Friends
So you
fan. Big
know the
fan.
one where Phoebe and Joey, you say a word and you have to say the first thing that comes into your head.
Yes.
So we have a horsey version of this.
Okay.
So I have given you a sample list of words, right?
Okay.
So what do we have? We have 30. So we're going to pick 3 words each, and we have to say the first word that comes into our head when we say it.
Okay. This is where
Right.
I'm like,
Okay.
okay, come on, yeah.
Right. Okay. So vet.
Rap.
Bill. Oh, do pony.
Pony nut. I was like, what? I was like,
Oh, I love it. I always think of pony club. Either that or like little shithead because most
That would
ponies
have
are
made
double.
more sense. Yeah, that would have made more sense. Go on.
Let me think. Dressage.
Diva.
I love it. Dancing.
It has to be done. Yes. It has to be done.
Right. Would you like to pick 3?
Yeah.
They don't have to be
Um,
on this list now. You can make up your own ones. These were just sample words.
Rain.
Back.
Yeah, that's same.
Where did that come from? I can't do rain back.
Hoof.
Oil.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give you this one just to see, for a matter of interest, what came to my mind and what came to your mind. Saddle.
Fitting.
that shouldn't surprise me.
Oh God, what have I conditioned my brain to?
mine was like saddle up.
That makes way more sense.
Talk about simple, like saddle up. Who do I think I
You know,
am?
it makes way more sense.
Who do I think I am? I'm way back in the saddle club days. Do you know what I mean? Let's go saddle up our horses.
We'll saddle up our shithead pony. Jesus. Oh God, that made me laugh.
That is a good one, actually, Bert. That is a good one. There's a few other ones. Like, what would you say for what would you say for thoroughbred?
Oh, I see. I just think of Theo.
Yeah,
This,
well,
or no, I do. Yeah, I think of Theo, but it should probably be racing, really. Like,
yeah, it's interesting.
some of them are very funny, though.
I know. They're very sorry. We're reading the list here. There's eventing. There's paddock, farrier.
What would you think of Adam?
For paddock? Like minimal grass.
I just think of puddles every time I look out.
Yeah, exactly. Because my paddocks are typically like starvation paddocks or whatever. They're just kind of like little turnout. Yeah, they're small, so they're typically just kind of turnout ones. So we have the field, and then we have the paddocks. But yeah, it's funny. That's a good one where we should do a non horsey one.
We should do a non horsey one.
We could have themes of these.
That would be really funny.
See how these things escalate.
I'm saying yes to everything, Sarah. Yes to it all.
Right, Muir, I want the option of 3 themes that we can choose from for the next few weeks.
I'll have them. I'll have a little look now when I get off this.
Absolutely. Okay, so back onto our structure of the podcast that we didn't adhere to last week, but we are doing our best this week. So our rides and our wrongs. Muir, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, my ride is I really want to start trying new food. Oh, here's Fionn. Do you want to say hello?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
He's actually, will you say hello, please? Because I was telling people about your hair.
Either say hello, Fionn, or else get a picture taken and then post it later. No pressure.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yes, I want to start trying new foods. So I am not very adventurous with my food. Like I tend to find something I like and then I just stick with that. But I do enjoy cooking. So I want to start trying to cook new foods. So I've been trying to push myself a little bit outside of my comfort zone and start trying some new things. And my wrong, shock, absolute horror, is the weather. I am so sick of the snow and the ice, and then it's cold. And then today I was sweating because I was in the rink and I had my thermals on and I was too warm. And then I came out and it was freezing. If it can just decide what it's going to do, please.
I know.
And just let me know. Like,
it's ridiculous. And it's even knowing what to put on the horses, like what to put on their rugs. It's just and the majority of mine aren't rugged, they're not clipped, so they're not rugged. But yeah, it's a disaster. But
it's a pain in the arse. And actually, I would like to add to my ride.
Go for it.
And I am blaming yourself and Nicola for this one.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly, 100%. So I did a big wardrobe clear out because I will never eternally again be a size 6. Don't know what I was thinking keeping those clothes. just not going to fucking happen. So I cleared out my whole wardrobe, brought bags into the charity shop, and I have decided this year I am going to try and do a no buy of clothes unless obviously very, very necessary. And I want to wear my wardrobe. I have really lovely clothes. And this came from you last week saying about Nicola with your pregnancy wardrobe. I have lovely clothes that I never wear because I wear track bottoms and hoodies. And do you know how,
Yeah.
like, do you know how
Oh,
many
God.
black jeans?
Oh,
I had
stop.
14 pairs of black jeans in my wardrobe. All the same. Because all I wear is black jeans. So he's like, no, no, gone. So I now have 4 nice pairs
14.
of
That's 2 weeks worth of
14,
clothes.
14 pairs of black jeans. Like, what on earth goes through my head? Like, what? Like, oh, sweet mother. So this year, I am wearing
And
my
like, were they
wardrobe.
even
That's
kind of like different features, as in one of them was
Oh,
high
no.
waisted, one of them was mid
No,
rise,
no,
one of
no,
them
no.
was bootleg, one
I
of them
have a
was
set pair of River Island Duns and Pennies, and they fit me, and they're comfortable, and I buy them. Like, what? It doesn't even make sense. Like, it's ridiculous.
Do you like them?
So I like them, and I'm very comfortable in them. But like, I have gorgeous clothes that I'm waiting to wear, and
Yeah.
like
And
that are
that's one of
just
the things. That's one of the things that Nicola says, like with Envious. She says like 80% of our wardrobe we don't wear. We
yeah,
actually only wear 20% of our wardrobe. So if you were to
yeah,
put like all of your stuff into one wardrobe, you would go to the same 20% every day. The 80% makes up the stuff that you think you will wear, or the stuff that you can't quite put together with an outfit, or your special occasion wear that you won't throw out or that you won't give away or whatever. And this is again one of the reasons why we went with dress hire with Envious, because at least then save your money on those dresses, those
yeah,
occasion wear, hire them, and spend your money on
yeah,
your everyday wear and wear
on your
100% of
everyday.
your wardrobe, or swap it, have it where you're wearing 80% of your wardrobe and 20% then is for the special occasions.
Is
Or
for the exactly. Well,
so
I
yeah.
am 100% blaming yourself and Nicola for me and my wearing my wardrobe 2025.
I love
I'm
it.
blaming it all on you this year.
I love it. Absolutely love it. That's what it's about. Well, I'm gonna go with my wrong of the week is that my poor nana took another fall. She's 97. She's an absolutely incredible woman.
What
And
an age.
she took another fall and she's in the hospital. She broke her knee and she's doing okay. So we're just kind of trying to get her through the recovery of it. But it has just been a roller coaster, shall we put it that
Yeah,
way?
that's tough.
And she's just such a trooper. Like, she came through the surgery and she's there doing a crossword with mom. Like, do you know what I mean? And she's saying to mom, like, she's saying to mom, she's like, "Now, you didn't know that one, did you? You'll not forget that in a hurry." Mom was like, "Hey, I had to Google it. You didn't know it either." And then your one beside them in the bed is sniggering away, and the two of them having a little bicker.
I love that. Oh, I love it.
She's
At
brilliant. She's
97,
brilliant.
that's amazing.
97, yeah, absolutely incredible. So look, we'll keep our look. There's a lot of risk, obviously, at 97 with surgery and stuff like that. And she had another fall on New Year's Eve, so that's 2 falls in 10 days, which isn't great. So
Oh, wow.
we're keeping our fingers crossed that she can make a full recovery and go into kind of rehab and get through to physio and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's been tough seeing her kind of struggling. But my ride of the week is, well, it's the girls. So like basically the girls have like proper, I'm gonna say, become friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see the connection there. Like, they came into the room this morning. Bree didn't realize Paige was actually in the sitting room, and then the next thing she saw her, ran over, big hugs. They're starting to laugh at each other, take each other, whatever. But one of the latest things is that when we get into the car, Paige has started to kind of like fake laugh, and then I'll laugh at her fake laugh, and then she laughs, and then Brie laughs, and then all of a sudden the three of us are just laughing like at
I
absolutely
love
nothing.
it.
But it is hilarious, and it literally will turn your mood around in like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? And so
Love it.
this started obviously when we were in the car by ourselves, and then the next thing we were going to the restaurant on Sunday, and John was with us, and the next thing they started again. And the four of us that are in stitches laughing, and like, you're laughing at nothing. But you're laughing at them laughing. It's absolutely hilarious. So anyway, car laughs
Oh, I
is
love it.
my ride of the week. So I'll encourage them for the foreseeable.
Oh, 100%. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, and it's the little giggle. Oh, golly.
But it's the state of the fake laugh, like, do you know what I mean? It's the fakeness of the laugh. I think it's not even like remotely like real, but you get moments then when she is laughing at us, and then Bree is laughing at all of us, so it is a real laugh coming through. But it's
Oh,
just, yeah,
love it.
it is very highly entertaining, and yeah, good for the soul. So that is it. I don't think we have anything else on our agenda, Muir. It's been a pleasure as always catching up. I'm glad I feel a little bit better this week and I'm not so dosed. I look back at the video. I look back at one of the videos and it looked like I was crying last week. I was like, honestly, it's probably I just needed to cough. I was trying to hold it in. So yeah. Anyway, I nearly thought I was
Oh,
like
well, you're a
highly
trooper,
emotional
Sarah,
last week. I
because
was just sick.
oh, I love it. This cheers up my whole week. I love the chats.
Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in, and hopefully we'll be back next week with episode, I'm going to say 15. Let's hope I was right with the 14 today anyway. Okay. Thanks, Mary. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Sarah. Bye.